From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
He did it. The $1,400 third stimulus check has landed from your president. It has landed by direct deposit with available funds or with direct deposit for pending release April 7th. This includes SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans. It also includes Comerica Direct Express. It also includes taxpayers across the country. That $1,400 third stimulus check has finally landed, and away we go into the remainder of third stimulus. In this video, I'll be covering the other items of third stimulus that are about to go live, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 you need to get, because guess what? It's first come, first serve, and after it's gone, it won't be back one more time. This may be the final time you'll hear any mention about rent, utilities, food, or childcare in 2021, so you want to be first to pounce as a Purple Hawk. Meantime, I will go over why forced stimulus and reoccurring stimulus checks seems to be a likely reality. This is as news of a push for the president to do reconciliation again, and why reconciliation helps you get to the finish line. As we wonder when that stimulus check is landing, it's finally landing. Now the question is, when are those reoccurring stimulus checks going to land? With standalone bills also happening in the Senate, I'll have those details as more. It's a big noon times recording with a lot of details happening, and I'm so excited for you. Let's get underway with the exciting news right now as noontime LA pounces and hops into here. Congratulations, you have gotten on that tow truck with that tow hitch and gone over the finish line. The finish line is behind us, and congratulations, that $1,400 third stimulus check has arrived. How are you? Saturday morning, Saturday noontime, Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are. It's Easter weekend. Thank you for Chantia for becoming a Purple Hawk. If you haven't become a Purple Hawk or a Purple Power or Calcino VIP or a member, the link's at the top of the chat. This way. One of these ways. It's at the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. Consider becoming a member because, boy, away we go into the remainder of third stimulus, and we're doing it right today. Fourth stimulus is just around the corner, and those standalone bills are hitting like... I don't know, like old $12 ice cream. So you don't want to miss a minute of what's happening. If you've not subscribed, let me explain what's going on. That money for third stimulus, the other money for third stimulus, it's about to hit now. And you need to get it with me because guess what? It's not going to be around forever. And if once it's gone, it's gone. And new indication says it's not coming back ever again. This is the time to get it. This is the time to pounce as a Purple Hawk. This is not a time to go to the casino and spend the $1,400 stimulus check on Sirloin, although he would love you to spend it on him. This is a time to stay with the family of this channel and get the other money and get ready for these standalone bills. All these details happening right now. Let me tell you what's going on. When we talk about a stimulus package, we use the word package because there's a lot of other things in the bill. And the fourth stimulus package, thank you, Gary, for becoming a Purple Hawk. The fourth stimulus package may certainly be in the back of your brain as just around the corner with that reoccurring stimulus checks. But understand, there's a new report today that says Chuck Schumer's upset again about something else with the president and wants to do standalone bills for that thing. Chuck Schumer is on this path lately to do a lot of standalone bills for stimulus because he says the president's moving too slowly. This is really huge news. The first standalone bill I'll be getting to in a second, and the other three that could be percolating I'll be getting to as well. But let me get to the breaking details about that stimulus check. $1,400 third stimulus checks, which are Wave 4 checks, were sent out yesterday, Friday morning, as I first said on this channel exclusively over the last 10 days. I said Friday morning is going to be a big morning. Thank you, Chantia, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Dancing Fair. I said it was going to happen on Friday morning. It did happen. And by midday Friday, the banks that I told you were going to release the funds did release the funds. These are the banks, if you were tuning in yesterday with that ticker that went below the screen, these are the banks that released the funds yesterday. They were Chime Cash App, TurboTax, also NetSpend MetaBank. A surprise among the group was Brinks, California Bank and Trust, Varo, and Green Dot. That was expected as well. And those funds available. Available, away you go. Now, if you bank at those banks, watch them today because the funds may be available today if you didn't look yesterday. And the worst case scenario, Monday. The other banks, they're all releasing the funds on Wednesday if it's direct deposit for you because that's the effective date of the check, April 7th, Wednesday. And who is that? Yes, Direct Express by Comerica. Yeah, it would be refreshing to never say that word, those three words again after next week. Direct Express by Comerica. I'm just sort of tired of saying Direct Express by Comerica. But yeah, Direct Express by Comerica will finally have your funds next Wednesday. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers got that alert this morning from the irs.gov tool that Direct Express by Comerica, that for some reason didn't have it the first round and had very few the second round, suddenly has an avalanche, a tsunami of money this time around. And the available date is April 7th. Those mail checks that March 26th, they're late. They're coming today. They came yesterday. They came the day before. More came today. They're just late. The April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th mail checks, they're sort of on time at the moment. And then, for the first time ever, reported only on this channel, the current wave, there is an April 9th check. Thank you, Ricky, for the super chat, for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. Ricky, tap, with two P's. Tap, with the dancing pair. There is now a new wave of mail checks for April 9th. We learned that earlier this morning on Mornings LA. So away we go. I've told you that I don't track checks. We cash checks on this channel. But over the last 2 weeks, it was important to track these checks. Now, it is fully upon us that the checks are in the mail or coming by direct deposit next week. And away we go. There's no reason for me to any longer say, there are more checks that came in the mail. There are more checks. It's just sort of repetitive after a certain point. I will update you when we get closer to Wednesday so we see what happens on Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me get to the really big other news. First, let me cut to forced stimulus because a lot of people have been asking about this in the brink and the crux of what happened yesterday. People are asking me, are we going to get reoccurring stimulus checks? Are we going to get FPUC? Are we going to get these things if this economy is going so well as it's currently going on? Let me answer the broad stroke of it first. The reoccurring stimulus checks, yes, if they get this darn bill to the Senate quick enough. Hey, Sylvia, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it, Sylvia. If they get this bill to the Senate by July, by the summer, you're fine. You are fine, and you will get those recurring stimulus checks, $1,500 to $2,000 per month to the end of this year. That'll be 6 months by then. 12,000, 10,000, 14,000, 16,000. You'll be in a very, very good position. Will they get the bill to the Senate by July? They all say they will. I would like it there earlier than July. This is what the president has already said he's going to be doing. He's already going to be talking to the Republicans to get them to agree to it. Oh, my God. And just do the bill. I mean, just get the bill to the Senate. They already said they're not going to do the bill. Thank you, Steve, for becoming a Purple Hawk. I mean, it just wastes time. Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy, head of the Senate, head of the House, for the Republicans, came out and said, we're not doing the bill. So the president again said, I want to talk to them. Well, okay, talk for a few days, like 2 days, 3 days, and then get the bill going. Get the bill going. Because this is April. If you got the bill to the Senate in May, that's an extra $2,000. I mean, who wants an extra $2,000? Drop in the comments if you'd like that extra, well, that's May. No, that's 2 more months. I'd rather have the bill in the Senate in May, not the bill in the Senate in July. That's who would like $4,000? Drop $4,000 in the comments right now if you like an extra 2 more months of stimulus checks. I would like the stimulus checks to start in May. I don't want to wait to July to see the stimulus checks. And understand Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi both confirmed the bill will be in the Senate by July. I don't want it there past July. That's what worries me. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Dancing R2D2 or something. It's important to understand that the economy, its growth, will be seen around October. There's all the comments. 4,000. Everyone wants this bill in the Senate as soon as possible. Absolutely. So now you see the comments flying. Every month is another stimulus check. Every month is another stimulus check. And if it's $2,000, 2 more months is everyone wants that in there. There's Pamela with the super chat. Thank you. Everyone welcome Pamela for becoming a Purple Hawk. This is where the economic numbers are. They show us improving really fast. But even if let's just make it very basic. We're improving really fast. And if we improve really, really fast, we're still not back to normal by July. Meaning, every Democrat will stay where they are. The 21 of the 50 Democrats will do the recurring stimulus checks in July because we're moving, even if the economy is growing incredibly fast, because it won't have grown enough by July. July is relatively soon. Now, if you get the bill to the Senate in May, well, the economy is definitely not back to normal in 30 days from now. So it just sort of makes an obvious sense. If you're a Democrat and you want to send out stimulus checks, you get that bill into the Senate as fast as possible. You don't wait till this economy's rebounded. And so let's go over, when is this an issue? It's an issue in really early fall, which I don't think is a concern for us for purposes of stimulus. The fourth stimulus package will be in the Senate far before early fall. The economic numbers released Friday show that we're adding about 900,000 jobs a month in the month of March. Well, and 250,000 of them were for leisure and hospitality, 100,000 from construction. Even if you look at the high end of great estimates, Wall Street has said Friday that the high end may be 1.5 million to 2 million new jobs this month added to this economy in April. How many are missing? 8 million. So 2 million per month restored when there are 8 million missing means 4 months they could be restored under the best case scenario. 4 months, well, we're in April. May, June, July, August. See the magic number, August. Under the best case scenario, we could have all the jobs restored by August. That's why you need the bill in the Senate as soon as possible. You don't want the bill in the Senate in September. The jobs could be restored by September under the best case scenario. But if under the current scenario, we're adding 1 million jobs a month, that's 8 months from now. That's December. So if we stay at the current growth rate, which I don't think we will, I think we will accelerate and get better, then we have to December to worry about this. Now, people have also asked me, what about the other items of benefits under the fourth stimulus package? Let me go over each of them that you've been asking about. Will unemployment, FPUC, UI, PUA be extended under the fourth stimulus package? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. No person has talked about this so far. My prediction, I don't think FPUC is going to extend it past September, because if jobs have been restored at 60, 70%, if we only have 500,000 jobs missing or 1 million jobs missing by September, are they going to do FPUC? No. Now, they may extend PUA and UI, but I don't think they can extend FPUC any longer. Next, how about the SSI SSDI $2,400 standalone bill? Thank you, Barbara, for the winged lemon. The SSI and SSDI $2,400 is very peculiar. Here's what's very peculiar about it. One, it started with Elizabeth Warren, and then it became part of the Biden presidential campaign. She has not talked about it. I don't know why the person who championed and came up with the Patty for the dancing pear, I really appreciate it. You know, it's a little bit darker today because it's overcast, so I can see the dancing pears really well. The screen to my left, I have it on a dark screen, so I have black lettering, and the blue is really popping. So I can really, for some reason, I can see the dancing pears really well today because it's darker. So thank you for the dancing pear. Elizabeth Warren has been complete silence on this $2,400, and she has literally put out video after video about other subjects and not about this one. So I am concerned that I don't see any push forward currently. Regina, ultimately, thank you, Regina, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome Regina to the family. So ultimately, my message to you, grab the thing that is the biggest moolah that you can grab, and those reoccurring stimulus checks is 5 times the amount of $2,400. $12,000 compared to $2,400. Who rather have $12,000 or $2,400? You rather have $12,000. It's 5 times the amount. It's higher than hazard pay. It's higher than FPUC retro. Thank you, Scott, for another dancing pair. I really appreciate it. It's more, and so ultimately, the great news is that the biggest number value, the reoccurring stimulus checks, has the biggest support. Now, let me explain the procedural dynamics of that support, because this is very important. This next bill definitely will go by reconciliation. I don't want to go into why, because it takes almost 40 minutes to explain, but it will. So this bill will go by reconciliation. When it lands at the Senate, then you have that 2-day event called Votorama. It's, it was out on vinyl by the B-52s in the 80s, if you didn't catch it. It was at Studio 54 in the 70s. It was the Votorama, with the bell bottoms. I had the Votorama with the Day-Glow shirt and his tie-dye. Yeah, I think I have a Votorama shirt somewhere. That Votorama is that 2-day event in the Senate where the senators make amendments to the bill. Guess what? These senators, 21 of 50, the president needs all 50 senators to give him the vote of whatever he wants to have done for his highway. Well, if 21 of 50 senators say, no, we're going to make an amendment, they are going to make an amendment. And guess what? Of those 21 of 50, they lead the Senate. These are the leaders of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Blacktie, for the dancing pair. So those 50 senators, they're going to follow the lead of those 21, which includes Chuck Schumer, Leader Schumer. And so when they want to do that reoccurring stimulus checks, you will see it at the Votorama. The reason I bring this up is very simple. People may ask me, when you see the 4th stimulus package bill unveiled from the president in the next week or so, and it does not have reoccurring stimulus checks in there, you'll say, hey, Allied, why aren't they in there? Because the Democrats in the Senate are going to put it in there in the Votorama. So there we go. Now, what I want to cut over is to those standalone bills that the president is being confronted with left and right. And the Votorama, not Votorama, Votorama. Votorona. It's not Votorona. It's not Votorona, and it's not Votoroma. Not, instead of Vona Venice, it's not in Italy. It's not the Votoroma. It's the Votorama. Rama, like ramen noodles. Thank you, Kathy, for the Purple Hawk. So what I want to talk about is those standalone bills. The first one today is the pot bill. Oh my goodness. The pot bill is back. Yeah. Purple haze. Purple Kush. Chuck Schumer is literally on a high note to get the pot bill to the finish line. He is all across the press today talking about the pot bill. And he literally said, the president keeps on blowing me off on this one. So if the president keeps on blowing him off on it, he's going to do it as a standalone bill. And then he was asked, how about the vice president? Didn't she co-author this pot bill along with the reoccurring stimulus checks bills when she was a senator? He said, yeah. Has she been responsive to this? No, she's blown me off as well. Of course, VP Harris is one that apparently partaked in the festivities during her time prior to becoming vice president. But now she doesn't have anyone to have anything to do with it. So that is one of your first stimulus items. A standalone pot bill will reportedly be introduced next week. But the other one that's really heating up more than a rolled blunt is the excitement of $50,000 student loan debt. This one, my prediction is going to happen. Yeah. The president, what would you say, the expression, moved. The president finally moved on this one. After 6 months of pushing, remember, if you've been with me for a while, this was supposed to be on day one. Chuck Schumer said day one on when the president signed his executive order. Well, now the president's signaling that could be in 2 weeks from now. The president has dispatched his his education secretary to determine the legal significance of whether he can forgive $50,000 of student loan debt. And guess what? Is Elizabeth Warren is correct, which she usually is, he will be able to. Thank you, Johnny Hill, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome Johnny, the family. So let me explain how the $50,000 student loan debt will work. If you have any student loan debt, so far this is the way they're saying it, but they can change. They're politicians. The way they're currently saying it is if you have any student loan debt, they will forgive $50,000 of it, whether it's old or new. Whether it's in collections or not, whether you're disabled or not, whether, it's private or federal, they're claiming they're going to forgive $50,000 of it. And that would go by executive order. Yes, it would not go by anything in the Senate or the House as by bill. So that's really quite huge. So along the way, you're going to see this really surprising move by Chuck and Liz doing these standalone items one after another until they get them to the finish line. Ironically, for the first time I'm saying this on this channel, this president looked like he did not want to do executive orders too much. But now it looks like he's starting to change because he sees that these vote-a-ramas take a while. They really take a while. And with that, let me cut back to your $14 third stimulus check. Wow, we're at 21 minutes. So your $14 third stimulus check, April 7th is the effective date. If you are direct deposit, means the funds will be released on April 7th. If you went to the IRS tool this morning, you will have seen that for millions of viewers of this channel, it updated itself. I told you it does. I told you that on Fridays, the funds are sent out, and then on Saturday, it updates itself. That progress repeats itself every week. Friday, they were sent out in the morning. Saturday morning, it updated itself. Some of you may not be in the tool. Some of you may not have a result in the tool. Should you be worried? No. No. 50% of the time, the tool just doesn't work. And so you could absolutely be teed up for a direct deposit on Wednesday. Here's what you need to know. If there is a pending deposit for available funds on Wednesday, you don't use online banking at all, call up your bank on the phone. They'll be able to look it up for you. They will be able to see it in pending status. Additionally, if you do online banking and you don't show it pending, call your bank on Monday because it may start to show pending on Tuesday for Wednesday. Third, I've had a lot of Direct Express by Comerica customers who are a little confused about the alerts and the pending statuses that Comerica sends out. I don't know how Direct Express by Comerica works, but I've seen their alerts over time because it's been going on for a couple weeks now. And call them up as well because they may see the pending alert that you may not see. Here is what some of the pending alerts look like when you get them from Comerica. This was one from back from Wave 2. Some people get them in the email, some don't. Some get them on the telephone by calling them up. Some of them get them from the IRS tool. But ultimately, they are very helpful to get you that information. And there we go. Let me then cut to third stimulus. Someone in the question says, I don't want to wait to July. I agree as well. Now, here is where I want you to focus on the money path. Where is money going to be available? What weeks are money going to be available? What is that money and can I get it? And what is the item called? So early in this video, we were talking about the reoccurring stimulus checks, and we were talking about getting the bill to the Senate as soon as possible. And that viewer just said, I don't want to wait till July. No one wants to wait till July. That's the fourth stimulus package. What's before that? Next week, as early as next week, is the third stimulus package, other items. Let's go over each of them that you may qualify for. First, every viewer of this channel who makes less than $75,000 qualifies for the following items: rent, utilities, free internet. Thank you, Francine, for becoming a Purple Power. Wow. Thank you, Francine. You qualify for the rent, utilities, and free internet. Now, if you also are a property owner, you qualify for the mortgage, the property owner assistance, which is like homeowner bills, and the utilities for that one as well. You also qualify for SNAP, which I haven't mentioned in about a week. I want to mention in 1 second. That's before I get to anything else. You qualify for all those things. That's just for you. I'm not even talking about the kids or anyone else in the household. So where's that money for the rent and the utilities going to be located? It's going to be in your city, state, and county. What's important to know is that the third stimulus package established guidelines for it, but it's ultimately administered from your city, county, and state. You need to watch as a purple hawk your city, county, and state, because I can't watch every city and county and state across the country. On one of the videos earlier today, someone said they reached out to their state and their state was causing them problems, not making it very difficult. My advice is look to the county and city because they each have different sums of money available for you. For example, here in LA County, Department of Water and Power, who's one of the utilities companies, sent out a message just 2 days ago. We have money for rent. Here it is. Third stimulus. What's important to understand is there's going to be a blend from second to third stimulus. Some of it's going to be leftover second, and some of it's going to be third. Next, homeowners, same thing. It's going to be administered by your city, state, and county, and they all do it a little bit differently. If you need help with this, if you do it and then you need help with it, reach out to the volunteers on the community page. Additionally, the eviction moratorium extended this last week. It's extended, I can't remember, I think it was June or September. That's it. They're not going to do it anymore. The insiders say it's not going to be, it's this last time and that's it, because they want you to go get the money for the rent or the homeowner stuff, get that money, and then they're not going to hold that eviction moratorium anymore. So that's a CDC. If you've used it before, you can just keep the one you have already. If you haven't, go to Center for Disease Control, get that CDC order. You fill it out. It's very self-explanatory. So all this money, all that money up to there, you can get right now. You can also get SNAP. Boy, SNAP is a lot of money. I had a few viewers. I think they're in the chat right now. Yeah, there is Jenny. She got SNAP, and I think I saw Leanne in the chat as well, or at least she was in the one before. They both got SNAP in the last week. SNAP is a lot of money. It depends on where you live and depends on how many people are in the household. But this is what happened under the third stimulus. It was increased 15%, well, by executive order, increased 15% until December. So it's a lot of money. A family of 4 in Hawaii would normally be $1,400 a month, but now it's increased 15%, so now it's about $1,600 a month. That's, $12,000, $14,000 a year. What is SNAP? It's money for food. It's not the actual food itself. It's money for food. Who would not want this? It's so desired. You would love to have money to go get food. It's a card, and you use the money to buy food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Department of Agriculture. You reach out to them, call 211 if you don't know their number, and you apply with them. There's all these other add-ons like PEBT, where the child has to stay home because the school is closed because of COVID, which is really almost becoming a non-existent issue now. But in some cases, it's retroactive. So always check and see if there's anything PEBT retroactive for a child you have. It's a little too complicated to cover in a video, but it was part of one of the executive orders. So you see now from rent, food, also the mortgage, and then the free internet the volunteers can help you with as well. You got a lot of money just there for you. What else is going to hit very soon? Well, there's upwards of $10,200 of tax refunds. Yes. Okay, so let me explain this one. If you have already filed your 2020 tax return, and you were on unemployment in 2020 and you paid taxes on that unemployment, at any time, you will be seeing a refund check in the mail automatically calculated by IRS coming in the month of May. Why? Because the first $10,200 is tax-free, and you may have paid taxes on it and filed that tax return. If you haven't filed the tax return, IRS says, don't do anything. We're going to issue an advisory to explain how to do it before you file that tax return, which is now extended till May, 1 month later. It's usually in April. Finally, if you have a child who is 17 or younger, boy, you're going to get a lot of money. But you may be wondering, how do I tell IRS about that child? Because they don't know it exists. The child is newborn, or we haven't filed tax returns, or maybe I got married and it was my husband's child and I've adopted her, just something unusual. IRS also says they're going to issue advisory about that one, how to tell them the child exists. This is a lot of money. A lot of money. It's $3,600 for a child 6 to newborn, paid $300 a month automatically by IRS to you. And if the child is 17 to 6, it's $250 a month starting the month of July for 12 months. Did I say 6 months? 12 months. So $3,600 over 12 months or $3,000 over 12 months. Diane, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. He's boxing. It's a boxing dancing pair. Did I miss another dancing pair? I think I may have. Sorry if I did. Let me just zoom up. No, I don't think I. Maybe I did. No. It's been a very busy chat. Loving it. So that money for that child is a lot of money. That's in July, but you want to make sure IRS knows about that child. What about the $1,700 of financial aid for college students? If you're a college student and you want that $1,700, reach out to your financial aid advisor. Give them a copy of the section of the bill if you're a member. It's towards the end actually towards the middle where it talks about colleges. Tell them I want to get that $1,700, though it's in the third stimulus package from Biden, and they will help guide you through that path. It's a little bit too much of a nuance for me to cover. Then the business money is a lot of money. Usually business lunch would be about now. So let me cut over to the business ones for some of you. If you have a Schedule C, if you're an independent contract, sole practitioner, anyone like that, Jeannie Porter, thank you, Jeannie, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome Jeannie to the family. If you are a sole practitioner or a Schedule C or anything like that, here are the business grants to consider. First, the PPP was extended by executive order by the president on, I think it was Thursday. So that starts as a loan but turns into a grant. If you got one before, you can get another one. And if you applied with a lender and they were just not very nice to you, go try another one. There's a lot of them. They're the ones you apply with, and they help you. They guide you through the process. Next, if you won an EIDL grant, it's not live yet. Goalposts, moving again. Here we go. The Shuttered Venue Grant, which I can never say with a straight face, is now in preview mode, which means you can go and apply for the application. Why do I laugh? Because the Shuttered Venue Grant is not just about venues, and it's not about shutters. It's not about shutters, and it's barely about venues. So don't let the name of it confuse you. Go to sba.gov and take a look, and you may like it. I'm checking it out on a regular basis because it's not what it's supposed to be. And then the restaurant grant has yet to go live as well. Thank you for your help, King Reno. Wow, King Reno, how are you with the dancing pair? I really appreciate it. Very, very kind. Those are the business grants that are upon us. Will forced stimulus happen? Someone just asked. Absolutely, it's going to happen. The question, forced stimulus has a lot of different names. I call it forced stimulus. Biden calls it infrastructure. Republicans call it climate. People call it water. It has rails, infrastructure, water, climate, stimulus, and then anything Nancy Pelosi can slide in there, of course. She'll throw in some supercuts receipts, supercuts discounts. Probably Chuck will throw some pot bill add-ons if we can. And there we go. So I'm very excited for you. At the 35-minute mark, let me give you the big recap where we are as we go into an afternoon. You see how the channel has to migrate as the subjects change. Now we're heading into the remainder of the third stimulus items. Now we're heading into those standalone bill items, and we head into the fourth stimulus. different time horizons for different amounts of money. Let me go over all of those one at a time. Patty just asked, what about the SSI and SSDI increase? So let me go over each of these items one at a time. Certain items have places, some items don't have places. So second stimulus money for, this is Trump stimulus, still is at their city, county, and state for rent, utilities, food. This is purple, still there. Third stimulus, the new items about to go live are an add-on to some of them are an add-on to second stimulus. Thank you, Rana, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Rent is about to go live. Utilities about to go live on top of the second stimulus, rent and utilities. Mortgage assistance, all the property owner assistance about to go live. The business grants about to go live. Shuttered venue, the IDL hopefully. PPP just went live. And Diane, thank you for the super chat. Also, the restaurant grant, which I forgot to mention, about to go live as well. I think they're about 7 days out, Then, also about to go live is the $10,200 tax refund to you is coming in May under third stimulus if you already filed a tax return. If you've not filed the tax return, then the announcement from Treasury how to fix it, that's about to go live probably in the next 5 days. It's very important because they got to get it done now so you know how to do your tax return. The child that you may have just had or you don't think IRS knows about and you want to get that money for that child that's $3,600 or $3,000, that will also go live in about the next week. If the IRS knows about the child, you don't have to do anything. It's automatic. But if you think they don't know about the child, then IRS is going to get that advisory about that one. They said they would. And then that is really sort of the tail end of third stimulus. We then have the standalone items. And those standalone bill items, the student loan debt forgiveness by executive order is at a 2-week horizon, 2-week timeline. The president has demanded the Treasury Secretary, the Education Secretary, to give that determination back in 2 weeks and make the final ruling on it then. So we're about 2 weeks out on the $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. And then we have this sort of vacuum of space in which other things have been talked about but not done yet. So someone asked, what about the SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad Benefits $200 add-on? Talked about, not done. Talked with no movement. We have no bill for it. We have no executive order for it. We have nothing but talk so far about it. Hazard pay, same thing. FPUC retro, same thing. These items are just in the oxygen mode, I guess you would say. The items that are fully on tap to push by a series of correspondences written and signed by 21 of 50 Democrats is the recurring stimulus checks. That would be in the fourth stimulus package bill. What is the time horizon on that one? No later than July in the Senate, but we want it in the Senate as soon as possible. So the purple power may have to step up and make our push and say, wait a second. Republicans don't want to do it, just don't wait. Get it done and send the bill out and get finalized. We should, as a family, get these stimulus checks out the door earlier rather than later. We shouldn't have to wait to July. We should see them 2 months earlier. This is April. It does take about a month and a half to do a recon. So start the reconciliation in the next few weeks and get it, in the next few days in the House and then in the next few weeks in the Senate so that they can do that vote-a-rama, put it in there. Remember, it won't start in the bill. It'll be added by the Senate Democrats. And then away we go. Then we get those reoccurring stimulus checks for the rest of the year. I hope this video has been helpful for you across the board. Sonia, I have a penny deposit for SSDI for April 7th. Congratulations. So what about hazard pay? Absolutely. Same thing for hazard pay. Valencia. Hazard pay, FPUC retro, and the SSI and SSDI too are in the oxygen zone. They're in the oxygen zone where no one is putting paper to pen with them, and they have simply not gotten reduced to a writing. We would hope that they get out of the oxygen zone. Of course, my message is always the same. If you can get a big amount of money from something that a lot of viewers can get, then grab it. At the moment, the big kahuna of money is the money for reoccurring stimulus checks. If they do let's say $2,000 starting in July, that's $12,000 approximately. That's a lot more than hazard pay. It's a lot more than FPUC retro, and it's more than SSI and SSDI. Self-TY, what are they saying about the missing dependent payments? Okay, that's also a great question. Thank you for that great question. So there are going to be people who are missing first and second stimulus checks, and there may be people who are missing third stimulus checks for dependents, as the question asks. Treasury also says they're going to give that advisory in the next few days. There was one very long, I'm sorry I don't have the text version on screen here. I do have the image version. But there was that very long advisory from Treasury a few weeks ago, here it is right here, that addressed all these things. Missing this, unknown child, back pay, taxes, we're getting to it. And they said, basically, we're going to get to it. Other ones they've gotten to, it's the only one that so far is the $10,200 for people who have already filed. And there you go. Social Security seniors being left behind. Karen, no. So what I want to make very clear, very clear. Thank you, Karen, for your comment. No. If you are a Social Security senior, would you rather have $12,000 or $2,400? You'd rather have $12,000, wouldn't you? Would you rather have $12,000 or $2,400? I think viewers would rather have $12,000 with the $2,400 because $2,400 is just 1 month of stimulus check or a month and a half of stimulus check. Would you rather have 6 of them or 1.5 months of them? You'd rather have 6 of them. You'd rather have those reoccurring stimulus checks. And yes, I can't believe they forgot the $200, but guess what? They haven't forgotten $12,000. So they may have forgotten $2,400, but they have not forgotten $12,000. In the universe of where focus should be, money is money. Do you care what they call what they're giving you, so long as it's a big darn check? If they give you a big darn check, bigger than what they promise, you got to be happy for it. So if you can get 10 or 12 or 8 or 15,000 or 16,000 of stimulus, grab it, and get behind them to get it done. Don't sit back and dwell that you didn't get $2,400 because they're giving you $12,000. It doesn't make sense, and it's not part. It is divisive to understand that when there's so many people fighting to get you $12,000 that you sit back and say, but I want the $2,400. I don't want $12,000. Ultimately, I want you to get the biggest amount of money that's available for you. And that biggest amount of money has the biggest amount of support at the moment. 21 of 50 senators in the Senate and hundreds of Democrats in the House. Thank you, Michelle, for becoming a Purple Hawk. I'm really excited for you. $12,000 every day of the week, says William Rupp. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. Thank you for all the new members. I think people like the way I did this video. Something was different about this video. Maybe it was the fact that I was able to see the screen a little bit better and interact with you. But something along the lines, I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you did not watch Early Mornings LA today. I think you were just missing. You've been missing missing some videos today. So please don't miss some videos. I'll be back with another one in just a little bit. As Noontime LA continues, we'll be covering more about this. And specifically, we'll be covering how to gauge where this reoccurring stimulus checks will land in the face of this burgeoning growth of the economy. It's very important to see that. And I'll also be answering some of your questions across the board because I want you to know where and how to get this money. If you have any questions which I was unable to answer, jump me in that live chat, which is coming up right after this, in which I interact with you in the actual chat itself. Stay informed, stay focused. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And I'll see you in just a minute as Noontime LA continues on LALATE.